Hello, this is Chris, ZL1CVD, and today I want to talk to you about a new product called CatTouch for the PRC-138. This is the PRC-138 military transceiver here, quite a very capable transceiver indeed. CatTouch plugs into the data port, and you need to set the transceiver to the remote setting, RMT, on the front panel. And once you do that, we'll have a look at CatTouch and see what it does. Power CatTouch on, and it comes up with the main screen here. Just looking around, we can see we've got a stylus that comes with CatTouch, and that lives in a little hole here, so that's how it normally is. We also, CatTouch takes a little SD card, and you can use that via one of these adapters where it's got the micro plugging into the mini SD card. Now this is used for updating firmware and saving and restoring files. So CatTouch allows you to save all memory channels, all 100 memory channels, and recall them. And it saves them in a standard CSV file format, which you could input into Excel or a similar spreadsheet. So it makes it for easy editing. So let's have a look at how we can, what CatTouch does. If we touch either the frequency display, we can now enter in the frequency that we want. So, for example, 12.7. And if we want that to be both the transmit and receive frequency, we hit TXRX. And you'll see it's come back to 12.7 when we press the back button. Or when we press TXRX. Let's set it back to our frequency that we were on, 21.074. And we'll set that to TX and RX again. Okay. We can change AGC speed. It's just a matter of pressing the AGC and selecting what speed we want. We can change mode, again, simple. Power, we can change that to what, this is the transmit power. Antenna is another good one. We can change that. These are the standard settings for the transceiver. We can have it going out the BNC port, or it will automatically detect it, or tuner. Now, the PRC-138 series can have an optional 150 watt amplifier, and this is really what this is talking about here, whether you're using the tuner on that amplifier or not. We can retune the transceiver with just a click, and it's retuned. We can check the SWR on the transceiver. It does the internal SWR test and comes back with the results. We can see our forward power is 2, reflected power is 1, so we have a 1-to-1 SWR. And it's saying, this here is saying that our power is on high, which matches up with our reading here, high. We can also see on this front screen whether the digital voice has been enabled, modem is off or on, whether this channel, this is all to do with the channel, whether it is set to receive only, and it's not. And we can see the bandwidth of the channel. We can see BFO, and of course this is the battery voltage. Now let's have a look at channel. The channel screen takes a little while to bring up as it's reading the 5 channels, to either side of the current channel. We can move our bank up, or we can move our bank down. Clicking on an item selects that channel. It will go back after a short time. We'll come back here. As you can see, the channel set and the channel numbers there. Okay, let's just go back. We can export our channels, and we just press that, and it will scan through the entire channel list and save it onto the SD card. We can do the same with import. It takes a little while with import, and again it loads up that SV file, checks that the data is correct, and then we'll overwrite all the existing channels. So got to remember that if you import, it will be overriding existing channels. Okay, I've got lots of plans for this, so at the moment I haven't expanded on the operation screen, the AL automatic link screen, frequency hopping screen. But we do have a config screen here, which gives us, we can change the rotation of the display, whether we want the display flipped around, which is particularly handy for the CatTouch, which is in a box, because there is a case style called box. We can adjust the backlight on this. At night time we might want it dimmer. We can calibrate the voltmeter that you saw on the front screen by touching here. We can calibrate the touch. Serial baud rate is set at 9600, so in the transceiver you need to make sure that that your data port is set to 9600, and really if you're playing with a device like CatTouch you should know how to do that, and that is covered off in the Harris documentation. We can also set date, time and day in here, and this is necessary for the LEE and frequency hopping. So this is where this is all set in here. We can also adjust the front panel, the transceiver front panel control, the contrast rather, via this setting here. We can also adjust the display on PRC-138. We can adjust its intensity the same way through here. We can show the data within the PRC-138. It tells us the model number. It goes through and it tells us what the installed option, the model number of the options that are installed. There's the revision here, and these are the modules that are installed. We can also zero-rise the transceiver, so this will erase all data in the transceiver. It does warn you before you do that. Okay, so there we have it. This is CatTouch for the PRC-138. This is an initial version. I'll post this up on my website later on today. You will need a data cable, or make up your own data cable for the PRC-138 data connection. I'll be endeavouring to put details on the pinouts for the connection for you there. Alright, that's just a quick video on the CatTouch for the PRC-138. Thank you for watching my video, and please subscribe.